Hi family, and welcome to our welcome to our movie Maniac Monday. So for today on Mondays we are reviewing movies, and like any other movie, like any other Monday. Oh gosh, why am I mixing up my words? So, like any other Monday, we won't be wasting any time. We'll be reviewing our movie for today. So, our movie for today is a recent movie, which is 2021 movie, and the name of the movie is Twisted House Sitter. So yeah, that's the movie which we're reviewing today. It says the Twisted House Sitter. It's a 2021 movie, and it plays for 1 hour and 24 minutes. So that's the movie which we are reviewing today. So family, before we start reviewing the movie, I just want to say thank you very much for all the love, and thank you very much for all the new subscribers or family members. We don't have subscribers here, we have family members. Thank you very much for joining, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, recommend the channel, share the channel, and yeah, thank you very much for all the love. I really appreciate it. And for today, let's get into the movie. As I said, the movie which we are reviewing today is Twisted House Sitter. So the movie, it's a thriller. It says here, when Alicia, a destitute young woman, crosses paths with Morgan, a beautiful, affluent entrepreneur, she realizes she'd rather live Morgan's luxurious life, so she takes it by any means necessary. So that's what the movie is all about. So the cast, it's Alicia, Morgan, Charlie, Xander, Riley, Daya, detectives, and so on. So the main people which we're focusing on today is Alicia, which is the psycho woman, Morgan, which is a businesswoman, Charlie is Morgan's old-time friend, long-time friend, Xander is Morgan's boyfriend, Riley is Morgan's friend slash PA, and that's how the movie goes. The other people are not that really important. So you've got your. So what happened in the movie is about this Morgan. Morgan is in media production CEO. So it's one of those movies whereby the Morgan is burned out. She's been working like non-stop. She even forgets when it's her anniversary. Her love life is in trouble because she's so much of a workaholic, and eventually she decides to take a holiday, like a retreat, to just go relax, revive herself, and so on. So the retreat, it's supposed to be those exotic places where no cell phones, no outside world is allowed, just to be unplugged. That's what they say, just to be unplugged. So Morgan booked herself that trip, which was gonna be for 30 days. When she was leaving, she got into a cab, and in the cab she was driven by a woman, and it turns out the lady's name was Alicia. So Alicia tried to have little small talks with Morgan in the car. Morgan wasn't rude, but she was just too preoccupied in her mind to be like friendly, but she wasn't like really rude. And then what happened, when she got off at the airport, she forgot her house keys in the cab. So when Alicia drove back wherever she was going, she realized that Morgan's keys were at the back seat. So instead of going wherever she was going, she drove to Morgan's house. Maybe then it was maybe the intentions of returning the keys to whoever was was at home. So when she realized that there was nobody there, she opened the door, she looked inside, and you can just imagine the house was a mansion. Morgan was a poor rich girl. So she had like everything in the house, the expensive clothes, champagne, wines, you name it. So she realized to come up with the plan of staying. So she decided that she's gonna say she's Morgan's model friend, and so that's how she got to stay at Morgan's house. Because when Morgan was in the cab, when she was driving her to the airport, she heard that she was saying that she was going to be away for 30 days, and that she was not going to be near any internet or phone calls. So she realized that for 30 days she's got a free housing, and yeah. So she decided to stick around in the house and not leave. And when the cleaning lady came, she realized that somebody was in the house. And then when she asked her about who she was, she told her that she was Morgan's friend and so on. But she didn't believe her because, working ladies are smart. So she didn't believe her, but then eventually she kept on coming and cleaning the house, and Alicia now was getting too comfortable in with Morgan's stuff, and then she also met Morgan's all-time friend Charlie, and Charlie's the one which she managed to trick to get more information about Morgan. And yeah, Charlie, some did believe it, I don't know, that she was Morgan's friend. But then they were all surprised that Morgan didn't mention her to any one of them, that maybe she was going to leave a friend or a friend was going to come over. So Charlie was a bit friendly, but not that friendly with her. So eventually, she wanted to use Morgan's laptop, but Morgan's laptop had a password, and then she managed to trick Charlie into telling her what was Morgan's pet's name. So when she got the password, she was into Morgan's accounts, whether it was bank account, business account, work account. She was just messing up the poor woman's life. She was purchasing stuff online for herself under Morgan's account. And her business was a media production company, a social media production company, so she had a lot of files and data and portfolios under her name. So all those accounts now were at stake, because Alicia was just doing, I think she even put her model profile on Morgan's working account. And then when she started doing those things, that's when the other girls at Morgan's company at work realized something is wrong, because Morgan was supposed to be unplugged, was not supposed to be using her laptop, but somehow she has managed to be purchasing stuff, and they thought, nah, maybe she just purchased herself welcome home presents when she gets home. So that's how the others started to realize something was wrong. And the night the lady, which is the cleaner, confronted Alicia about who she was, and they started having a back and forth pushing with Alicia, and then eventually Alicia pushed her down the stairs, and then she fell and she died. So Alicia now was left with having to go hide the body and so on. So she managed to hide the lady's body. Let me just try to see what was the lady. The lady was Daya's body, and everybody now started to be looking for Daya, and Morgan's assistant PA at work realized that she needs to call Morgan to come back, because now something is definitely wrong. Before Morgan came back, Alicia also called Xander, Morgan's boyfriend, which they were having problems with, because apparently Morgan was working too much and she even forgot the anniversary. So she called Xander to come over with the pretense that it was Morgan. And when Xander came, she told him a lot of stories about Morgan, which were not true. How Morgan was dating somebody from 3 months ago, how she went to Paris with this person now. And the guy was confused that why would she call me when but she knows that she will be leaving somebody else. What kind of a sick game was that? And then she was like, no, don't worry. I'm sure it was just a misunderstanding and what. And yeah, she seduced with the guy and eventually managed to get into bed with him. While they were in bed, she took pictures of them, and then she kept those pictures. When okay, Morgan, now how Morgan came home is Alicia was busy cooking nice supper for Xander, Morgan's boyfriend, because eventually she managed to get the boyfriend to believe whatever stories she told him about Morgan. So now the boyfriend was like, all for her. I don't know. So now she was busy making a supper or something for the boyfriend when Morgan came in. So when she came in, she thought that the boyfriend knew that she was coming back home, and he was preparing some surprise supper for her. And the boyfriend also didn't say no. Actually, I wasn't alone here, so he played along. And Alicia managed to sneak out there. So when Morgan went upstairs to go check what's going on, she saw that her stuff was a mess and then she realized somebody has been in her house and somebody has been messing with her stuff. So they had to call in the police. Everybody was informing her what was happening. So it turns out now the police were looking for Alicia, and they were also looking for Daya because they didn't know what happened with Daya. After a few days of Morgan being back, they found out Daya's car in the river or something, and Alicia was still missing. And Xander didn't tell Morgan that they slept, he slept with Alicia, so there was still that secret hiding in the air. And it turns out that Alicia was using that against Xander to get more information about Morgan, or to try to torture or to try to get more from Morgan through Xander. So eventually, while the detectives were looking for Alicia and so on, Alicia kept on tormenting Morgan, showing up, messing up with the accounts, threatening her to expose her business accounts and so on. So that was the whole thing which was going on. So Charlie helped Morgan to change her whole system, alarm system and so on, so that she can feel more protected. But anyway, Xander was always there to protect. So Xander and Charlie didn't really like each other. And the day whereby Alicia slept with Xander, in the morning Charlie saw Xander leaving, but now he was still angry that Xander didn't tell Morgan that he slept with Alicia. So there was still the tension between Xander and Charlie. And Charlie was too overprotected over Morgan. So that was the whole relationship between the two guys. So Alicia is one of those typical twisted sick women. So it turns out that when she met Morgan driving her to the airport, she was staying in her car, and it was just a mess. That she was like a psycho crazy woman. and she managed to get into Morgan's house again through Xander's help, and then the final parts now it was like it was like now your final part whereby she's fighting, killing, destroying everybody, but eventually all I can say is Morgan survived with Charlie, and then Charlie eventually did end up being in a relationship with Morgan, and Xander was nowhere in the picture because eventually Morgan found out the truth that Xander slept with Alicia, and Alicia was arrested because it was a big fight. They really fought. So it's one of those movies, typical movies of psychos. So to just go through the reviews here, what we have, there's not really much of the reviews. The user reviews it rated it 5.1 over a 10. That's the rating it got. So it says here, this review was written on the 25th of July. It tells it felt like one of those Lifetime type TV movies, and there's nothing wrong with it if you know what to expect and are okay with it, of which I was. The story actually was interesting and believable from the start until towards the end. But then the nonsense, ridiculous, and cringe-worthy plot holes scene started towards the end, as if a small-framed girl can overpower two men, one of them weighing probably 3 times more than her and easily 1 foot taller. It was just infantile and lazy writing, and it's odd there's no mention who the writer is. The terrible 15-minute ending alone was reason for my subtracting 2 to 3 stars of the rating. Yes, it's that bad compared to the rest of the film. The cinematography and that gorgeous house setting was on point, but the score was loud and overbearing, typical of a low-budget B film. The casting and performances were decent, especially Crystalline Norman as Alicia, who only has 13 acting credits under her belt, but the much more experienced Jennifer Freeman as Morgan, with 31 acting credits, was awful right from the start. She was convincing to Alof and seemed like it was her first acting gig. Nevertheless, I did sit through the entire not greatly paced 84 minutes, and thus it's a generous 5 out of 10 from me. So that's the review. And then the other review gave it a 1 out of 10. It says horrible, boring. When Amy meets Salat, poorly acted, low budget, straight to TV quality movie. The story is so blunt and basic, it was hard to sit through. And then the other reviewer gave it an 8 out of 10, a great lifetime-like thriller. A down on her luck, a Uber driver drops off a wealthy client at the airport, and once the client jets off, the driver decides to live the high life at the client's house without the client knowing. This is a Tubi TV streaming exclusive with Knowing. Excellent production values, fast pacing, and likable characters. If you think the plot sounds like it couldn't possibly happen in 2021, the way the story is written, it makes perfect sense. All in all, a fun ride, and the time went by quickly. This is very much a popcorn thriller in the style of Lifetime or Hallmark. I can the really good-looking cast carries this rainy day thriller as usual. With these types, the acting is just so X. The actor playing Xander, the actress playing Alicia was fairly strong. However, if you are not the wrong type of movie, type of movies, or any psycho neighbor, ex-pool boy type of thriller, you will probably enjoy this gorgeous home and clothing to boot. So this movie, I'm not gonna read all the reviews, but then you get all the movies got different reviews. Some people say it was good. I think the only bad review was the one, I don't know what just happened to my light. The low bad review was the one which gave it a 1, which was saying it was boring. So yeah, family, that was our movie for today. Twisted House Sitter with that crazy Uber drivers. You can hear it, which decided that it's just gonna go stay in somebody else's house and pretend as if they know the person or the person is their friends. And yeah, it didn't. Let's just say it didn't end well for Alicia. Without any wasting time, family, I don't know what just happened. My light just went off. I'm not sure what happened. So, without wasting any time, let's call it a night today. So, hopefully, you'll enjoy this review. And if you do enjoy the review, please do watch the movie and also do let me know what you think of the movie. And that's all for today. And again, thank you, family, for the support and the love. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and also recommend the channel to anybody which might be interested or which you think might like the content which we have on this channel. So until next week for our Monday movie maniac, I almost forget, there's too much going on this channel. So on Mondays we have Monday Movie Maniac, like in today. That's why we are reviewing movies. On Tuesdays we have Thinking Things Tuesdays, which we are reviewing news, current affairs. And on Wednesdays we've got Wellness Wednesdays. On Wellness Wednesday, depends what we feel like, but anything which has to do with our wellness, whether it's yoga, whether it's chit chat and talk about our mental well-being, that's what we do on Wednesdays. And on Thursdays, our Thrifty Thursdays, which we go out and go buy some stuff on thrift or charity shops. That's what we do. So we have a lot going on this channel. That's why sometimes we have to check which day it is. So for today on our Movie Maniac Monday, we were reviewing the movie called Twisted House Sitter, and that's all we have for today. Hopefully we'll meet each other again next week, family, and bye.